Okay, we're going to do a little RadMachine demonstration now. So I'm actually going to open up the software here. Let me drag this over. Okay. And this is RadMachine itself. So kind of our home page here that we might be looking at. This is what a hospital administrator, a chief medical physicist, someone like that might see when logging into RadMachine. We've got groups that you can separate it into. So I'm an admin. I see all these units. Let's say I'm a CT tech. When I log in, I only see the CT units that I'm responsible for. So great way to really keep things separated. We also have this separated by campus. You can see I've got the breast center here. I've got satellite campus. And each of these tiles refers to one diagnostic imaging unit. So you can see we've got a bunch of different types here. We've got some CT, fluoro, we've got mammography, we've got MR. We have a bunch of templates built out for all of these as well. If I hop up here to the ancillary equipment space, this is for any units that aren't necessarily patient-facing diagnostic imaging units. So my mammography monitors, my RaySafe, my ultrasound probes, my MR coils. We even see people do continuing education credits down here. So if you're tracking that, kind of a place to aggregate all that rather than just PDFs saved in an email. Or lead apron tracking, if you have the lovely job of having to track lead aprons and test them. I speak from experience. So then finally, we've got this all units tab over to the side where you can kind of see everything in a collapsed view. Very easy to search by name, by site, by type, by serial number, all great ways. Okay, so we're going to zero in here. Now, normally I would go ahead and ask you what you would like to take a look at, but I can't hear you. And this isn't even at the same moment in time. So I'm going to start with MRI because I feel like it. So I just clicked on the MRI itself, and now we're looking at kind of a home page for this specific MR unit. I want to take a look at weekly. So if we look at our weekly MRQC, I can see a due date, I can see who it's assigned to, along with the last time it was completed, and kind of a pass-fail status here at a glance. I'm going to click on this. Let's go take a look at some of the basic functionality of RadMachine. Here we've got some procedure notes. So I can have an image of the phantom. I can have links to ACR guidance document. This can help keep the texts all on the same page, even across, different sites. And this is called our Boolean operator here. You can see we get immediate pass-fail feedback as I fill this out. This is pulling in last week's results, and we can see those right here for the center frequency. And if I type in center frequency for this week, it's going to automatically do a little math for me here, say that, okay, it's about 50 off, 50 hertz from last week. Great, that passes. And that's accomplished with a little bit of Python code for anyone who likes Python. And if you don't, great, just ignore that. We can also see our references and tolerances here. Those can be set specifically for different tests, for different units, whatever you need. Let's see what happens if this fails. Let's change that to a 6. Yep, it did the math again and says, yep, that failed. Okay, I can also type in values here. Now, if I were to hit submit, because I have a failing test, that actually triggers an automatic email notification to go straight to the manager. So I mentioned that was one of everyone's favorite features was the notifications. This is part of that there. No longer do I have to rely on the tech emailing me or calling me maybe a week down the line. I get an email in my inbox the second something fails with exactly what failed. And even if they left a comment here, oops, sorry, that little comment would show up in the email to me as well. Okay, great. Let's go back and take a look. Let's go back to our MR here. Yep, I'm going to go ahead and leave. And we have image analysis. So let's take a look at the ACR MR large phantom. So this is our image analysis workspace. And I'm going to go ahead and drop some images in there. Let's see, there is my image set. So I just drag those images over. I can go ahead and window level if I'd like. And what I'm going to do, I can scroll through and look through these images. Let's analyze it. And now RadMachine uses a Python library called PyLinac. It's very powerful. You can see how fast that was to do the image analysis. Draws those regions of interest, boom, and pulls out some of those values. RadMachine also has automation abilities. So we have what's called a local agent and RadOrthanc that can pull in images automatically, process them. And so when the tech logs in, comes straight to this page. You can see those last 5 results. Okay, so that's some of the main bread and butter of RadMachine. I'll briefly show you just a couple other things here. Again, lots of templates that we could go through and show you. We have a lot of things pre-built, including annual physics testing for CT that can easily export to Excel. We've also got charts and reports. So I'm going to hop in here to the CT and take a look at my daily. And here I've got some CT numbers. I want to show you this plot, though. This is one of my favorite features because it makes me feel like a scientist. You know, and you guys remember the dreadful ACT way back in the day? You got to look at little charts like this. I'm going off on a tangent now. Anywho, these are CT numbers plotted, all my data for the last, I don't know, couple months, something like that. So really great way to kind of track things that you might not otherwise notice. This also has a service event here. We can tell by that little wrench. And that's telling me that, oh, a service event was done. Okay, well, that kind of explains why the data looks like this. Things got fixed. For any test I have here, if I click this little icon, it's going to pop me into my charting workspace and pre-fill that for me. I can add in different units, so I could compare all my CT units across, the entire empire. I guess it's not called an empire, the entire hospital system. And then finally, we've got reports. We've got a bunch of custom built ones. These can be scheduled to be sent out to whoever you would like at whatever frequency you would like. I can see a report of, well, here's what I have. Cool, I don't have anything coming up in the next month. Great. But normally I would see a list of what I need to do. I could look at a summary of all the QA sessions that have occurred. I could look at statistics for admin, see what's completed. I could look at the details. This is a CT phantom analysis. So this is where we're going to talk about inspectors here in just a moment and inspections themselves. But this is one of the most powerful tools we have, is being able to run and save these reports within RadMachine. It's all centrally located. It's all incredibly easy. You could generate custom reports for an inspector if you wanted to, or you could have them all saved to a folder somewhere so they can scroll through and look themselves. So really great ways to keep track of everything without having to frantically run around and find things. Okay, great. I think that's my whirlwind tour of RadMachine. There's a billion other things you can do, but I just kind of wanted to show you some of the bread and butter functionality. Great. Let's scooch this on out of here. Thank you for attending my RadMachine